With the health of Nelson Mandela being closely monitored around the world, a London man is preparing to see through a project that he started 20 years ago. Tonight, councillors in Brent will decide whether to honour the former South African president for his work to end apartheid. Our special correspondent Kurt Barling is in Brent for us now. Kurt.
Riz, you join me in the Brent Council chamber for what is going to be its last council meeting in this 1930s iconic building in Wembley in North London. The decision has been made that they're getting ready, they say, to right a wrong that's been there for 23 years. 25 years on from the concert to tell the world Nelson Mandela was not a terrorist, the London Borough of Brent have decided to try again to bestow the freedom of the borough on this symbolic figure for freedom and equality.
The spirit he embodies for our communities lives on, just as Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, all those figures live on.
Back in the early 1980s, when this road was named, it was reasonably controversial to do so. In fact, by 1990, when some people in Brent proposed to give Nelson Mandela the freedom of the borough, there were those who opposed it and it didn't go through. It's a sign of how the times have changed. In 1990, just 6 weeks after Nelson Mandela was released from prison, it was to Wembley he came to speak to the world. He said, "Thank you that you chose to care." For Suresh Kamash, an organiser of the event, his anti-apartheid days are over, but not his sense of relief that Brent has finally made good on its promise.
Across the world, people have recognised the importance of Nelson Mandela, the contribution that he's made to transform the society of South Africa, but also the contribution he's made to help Africa and the rest of the world. So no, I'm no longer angry. I'm really pleased and proud that the borough I live in is prepared to bestow this honour on Nelson Mandela.
Some may see this as a gesture too late, but in his twilight it suggests people want to remember Nelson Mandela's legacy. Nelson Mandela, of course, came to London in 1962, shortly before he returned to South Africa and was convicted in the Rivonia trial, and he spent nearly 3 decades in prison. When he was released, he came back to London many times, twice to Wembley in 1998 and 1990. And in that sense, tonight, in this casket, Brent are hoping to vote to repay their debt.
Kurt, thank you. A new sports